for 3 years in a row. In New York City, he was voted best comic. That's right, player, New York City. Also, he's the booker and the warm-up comic for The Late Show with David Letterman. Everybody, give it up for Eddie Brill!
Thanks, that was sweet, guys. Hey, everybody. How's it going? You're like mellow. You're like a jazz crowd at a comedy show. You're so mellow. Like, we should be doing our jokes like, here's a little joke I wrote back in 1988, and it goes something like this. Thank you. Nice to be here. Good to be here in Germany. And happy Yom Kippur. I say, following Max. You know what's very interesting? The weather is not so bad. People get all bummed out at the weather. It's all the weather people. Weather people have the easiest job in show business. They point to stuff and make it up. They play pin the tail on California, they make $1 million. It's really gonna be gray and rainy here. Now back to you, I've got to cash my check. Bill? And they love their barometric pressure, like they think we know what it is or care. Every night, every broadcast, we don't even know what it is. They're like, barometric pressure tonight is 29.97 inches and rising. Let's party! It's always around 30. Why are they bringing it up? If it gets to 50, sell. You ever talk about barometric pressure? Of course not. Hey, honey, did you hear about the barometric pressure? It's rising. You're gonna let the kids play in the pressure? I just washed my car. I'm not driving in the pressure. They make that stuff up. You know, the other day I was walking around San Francisco and I heard the weather, they said partly cloudy, and I was bummed out. Then I realized, wait a second, that means mostly sunny. So partly cloudy rocks. The horrible one is partly sunny. That's a lousy day. The weather people are wrong 75% of the time. And the reason why is they hired the wrong people to do the weather. They hired meteorologists. People studied meteors. What the hell they know about weather? A meteor comes, it'll be hot that day. I can predict that right now. If I was in charge of the weather and I wanted to get it right, you hire people with arthritis to do the weather. Because they know in advance when it's going to rain. You see a weather person bent over with a gnarled hand pointing to the map, you better get your slicker on, because it's going to rain. These people are in touch with the weather. The only horrible job doing the weather is the weather people have to go out and cover the storm. They have to interview the hurricane when it makes its way to North Carolina. Because the rich guy or the rich girl weather anchor person, they're in the studio, pointing the stuff, making it up, weird hand motions, fake voices. Winds out of the south-southeast at 100,000 miles per hour. Gusting to 5 million by tomorrow. So stay in your homes and lock your door. But now let's take you out to Dink Loser, right on the ocean, covering the storm. Some poor guy in a gorgeous fisherman jacket. He's wearing a big yellow rain hat. You see this much of his face. This is the worst storm we've seen here in the Carolinas in 35 years. The cameraman's dead, the house blew away, and oh, bang! Now back to that millionaire prick in the warm studio. That's what I feel bad for. And they always cut back to this guy. They never let him go in and get warm the whole half hour. Let's go back out to Dink Loser and watch him struggle. What's it like out there, Dink? I'm standing by an electric storm with a wire in my hand. English is the hardest language to learn in the world. You don't believe me? I'll prove it to you. We have to take English in school. People major in English in college. Like, aren't you from here? Yeah, but I really want to learn it good. Oh, I mean well. Or is it good? Well, it's all well and good. You cannot learn English, you can only memorize it because the rules are ridiculous. I before E except after C, with the exception of words that rhyme with neighbor and way. Excuse me, teacher, what about leisure and seizure? All right, screw that rule. Sorry, kids. How about the vowels? A-E-I-O-U? and sometimes why. Can you be a little bit more vague with this rule, please? When why? Sometimes. Okay, we're ready for the exam. Whoever invented the alphabet was drinking way too many cocktails. They screwed up big time, especially the ending. First they invented the U, then they invented the V, then they put two V's together and called it W. How drunk can you be? You just invented the V one letter ago. UV, double V, it goes in order. Even the French say double V, they know our stuff better than we do. And why does PH sound like F? We have an F. Takes half the time to write F. PH is paha. But hey, let's go down to the Pharmacy, use their pahuk and pahone. We use too many cliches that, if taken literally, would be devastating for foreigners. Like I heard someone say, actually I swear I heard this, he said, I'm always a day late and $1 short. Really? Always? When would you ever be a day late and $1 short? Sir, here's the $49 for tonight's concert. You idiot, the concert was last night. And the tickets were $50. Damn, always. I should carry dollars with me, I'm an idiot. When we're upset, we always go, for crying out loud. What? For crying out loud, kids, you were trying to have fun? For crying out loud, it's like an award you give to a child in nursery school. And here's the award, little Buddy Ryan, for crying out loud. Let's hear it for him. Thank you. Ah! And he wins the award for crying over spilled milk. Splash. Ah! He'll cry at the drop of a hat. Fling, poo. Ah! He'll cry his eyes out. Fling, fling. Ah! He's good crying, Buddy Ryan. Needless to say, we're having a nice time tonight. Needless to say, then don't say it. Well, it goes without saying. Then shut up. There are horrible cliches. Killing two birds with one stone, that's not very nice. They robbed me blind. They took my eyes. The jewelry was right here and they stole my eyes. Should have kept your eyes peeled. Whoa. Spitting image. Oh my God, they look like Uncle Frank. Worse than that, adding insult to injury? Hey, cripple, nice tie. Anyway, have a very lovely day. You have a big day ahead of you. It's a pleasure. I'm headed to the airport, and I'll see you again soon.